All right, everyone, get in here, sit down, and shut up. We've got stuff to talk about. That stuff is Week 16. Week 15 is done. We are now 3 weeks away from the playoffs. We've got Week 16, 17, 18, and then it is playoff time. I feel like most of the playoffs are decided. There's not much to fight for here the last 3 weeks. Most of the teams are in. It's just really what position they're going to be in the playoffs, it seems. I could be wrong about that, but that's really how it feels like to me. Now, as far as how we did last week, 10-6 on the week, not too bad. 139-85 on the season, so we're definitely getting more right than we are wrong, which is the main goal here. But hopefully we can do a little bit better as the season goes. I'm feeling pretty confident on the games this week. There's only maybe one or two that I'm like, okay, this could be a game. But for the most part, I think we're pretty set here. So let's go ahead and start with the Thursday night game. Rams at Seahawks. I'm taking the Seahawks. I just think the Seahawks, I'm pretty sure, lost at Los Angeles when they played there earlier in the season. So this feels like let's go ahead and split because both teams are really good. So I can see that this would be where the Seahawks maybe get their win. Home game, short week. Seahawks had a little bit easier game, I would say, where the Rams, they ended up playing the Lions, which can always be tough. I know the Rams they both won their game last week. So I just feel like maybe the Seahawks squeeze this one out. After that, we got the Eagles and the Commanders. I believe the next two games are Saturday games. I'm not really sure. I don't really care. I just watch the games when they're on TV. Doesn't matter what day of the week they're on. Football's on. My eyes are on it. Eagles at Commanders, though. Eagles are winning this one. There's not much to say about it. Commanders, I'm pretty sure I saw an article, Jaden Daniels shut down for the season. That's really the only thing the Commanders got, and even he hasn't been playing that good when he has been playing this season. But the Eagles are just a class above the Commanders this year, and it will continue into this game here. Packers at Bears. I really want to take the Bears. I feel like I'm going to be wrong, but I'm taking the Packers. I could see the Bears winning this game at home. They definitely seem like a more solid team than usual. Home team, big rival game. Probably Bears win, but I'm taking the Packers because to me, Packers are still better. Bills at Browns. What's to be said about this? It's really going to be the Bills game. The Browns are terrible, as is per usual for them, and the Bills aren't. So the Bills will win this game pretty easy. Not much else to say about that. Bengals at Dolphins. Since the Dolphins are eliminated from the playoffs, I have decided to lift my ban from picking them from winning the game because at this point it doesn't matter. This is when they'll play the best. When playoffs are out, they'll probably win the next 3 weeks. And it'll probably look like a playoff team or what should have been a playoff team because that's just what the Dolphins do once they're eliminated. That said, I'm taking the Bengals because I just think the Bengals are better. Dolphins suck. Chiefs at Titans. You know what? No Pat Mahomes. Officially eliminated from the playoffs. I'm just taking the Titans. I just think the Chiefs will show up flat. I think the Chiefs will show up not wanting to, not caring. And I think the Titans, who will probably be hungry to prove that they're not as bad as everyone thinks they are, might come in and maybe Cam Ward kind of has a game here because the Chiefs defense just probably won't be playing quite with the intensity they would be if they were still fighting for something. Chargers head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. I'm going to take the Cowboys here. I've been pretty on the Chargers bandwagon all season long. I've always feel like the Cowboys, I don't know, I could just see the Cowboys winning to keep their playoff hopes, which I think are like 1% chance. I could just see them winning to just keep that alive for another week for some reason. I could totally see the Chargers win this game, but I'm going to take the Cowboys and just think that maybe at home, random, probably 1 p.m. game it looks like, just based on where it is in the schedule here. That seems prime for a Cowboys win just to keep their fans' hope alive for a playoff spot. Vikings at Giants, two awful teams, although I think the Vikings are less awful than the Giants, so I will take the Vikings here. I think Justin Jefferson might finally have a decent football game. It just seems like maybe all signs are pointing to that, and he probably just wants to have a good one, so I think he will. Maybe. I don't know, hopefully. Jets at Saints, two bad football teams, but the Jets are worse. So I'm going to take the Saints here. There's not really much to say, just two awful teams playing awful football, and one of them is going to play not so awful football and win. It honestly could be either team, but I just really think the Saints will get it. Buccaneers head to Carolina to take on the Panthers. I wanted to take the Panthers because they seem to be a very good home team. They seem to be a very solid team, but I see Buccaneers, and it's so hard for me to not pick the Buccaneers, especially because I believe they haven't played each other yet. They play this week in Week 18, but I feel like Baker has, especially in at Carolina, going to Carolina, he probably ends up having a bit of a game just because of the way they I don't say they treated him bad, but didn't they play him on the defensive line on the scout team or something like that in Carolina while he was there? So I don't know. Just feels like Baker Mayfield with a chip on his shoulder. It's probably a safe bet to make. Falcons head to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Again, two bad teams playing football against each other. I think the Falcons probably have the better offense. I don't think Kyler Murray's playing, which again, I've said this week in and week out. I don't know how much that actually matters for the Cardinals' success. even if he was playing. I think I still like the Cardinals. I also think that maybe Kirk Cousins is sort of playing to audition for his next team next year. I bet the Falcons probably have to let him, head out of town. So he's probably playing with a bit of, hey, I can still do this. Some team take a chance on me for one more or two more seasons, perhaps. I think he's only like 37 or something. So, I'm going to take the Falcons. Jaguars head to Denver to take on the Broncos. This is probably one of the games where I was like a little, I want to take the Broncos, but I'm taking the Jaguars. Broncos are they've won 11 straight games or something like that. Just seems like something's going to finally give there, and it can't just continue to go right. I could be wrong. Maybe they just keep winning and never stop, but I'm going to take the Jaguars. Seems like more of an interesting pick to make than just taking the Broncos. Raiders head to Houston to take on the Texans. Texans apparently are a good football team. They were not a good football team the first half of the season, but they seem to be one here in the second half of the season. Raiders have been bad all year long, so we'll go ahead and take the Texans, who are headed in the right direction, and the Raiders, who just suck. Steelers head to Detroit to take on the Lions. I normally am the one who's taking the Steelers here. I feel like both these teams are like the AFC are like the Steelers are the Lions of the AFC for me, and the Lions are the Steelers of the NFC for me, as far as who I've been kind of supporting, not really supporting, but like just believing in more than probably some other teams. So they're both playing here. So what do? I think I'm taking the Lions at home. I think the Steelers, coming off that cheap Monday night win against the Dolphins, probably show up with a bit of an ego trip, and I think the Lions are the type of team who hope to play a team with a little bit big ego coming into it. They smack him in the mouth or something like that. So I think that could be a really good football game. Like, if you're a purist of football, you're probably going to see a really good, fun, like old school type of football game here. So I'm hoping maybe I can find a way to watch that. Based on where it shows up on the schedule, it looks like it might be a 4 p.m. game. So I don't know if it'll be on TV or not, but I'm hoping to kind of watch this one, because this is probably going to remind me of like the 90s football almost, I have a feeling. Patriots head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. It pains me to take the Patriots, but I just don't think the Ravens are good this year. I could see the Ravens winning because they kind of need it, and especially because they'll know the Steelers. Okay, follow me here. Steelers lose against the Lions, like I think. The Ravens come into this game against the Patriots going, hey, this is our chance to cut into that lead the Steelers have. And that's where I could see if the Steelers do lose, I could see the Ravens maybe having that game to be like, hey, we can still do this. They'll be hyped for it kind of thing. But I'm going to pick the Patriots because I don't know, they seem like such a well put together team, and the Ravens just seem like they need a reset or something like that, or maybe, I don't know, maybe just injuries. I'm not sure what's going on in Baltimore. I haven't really paid enough attention to Baltimore specifically, but it just seems like they're missing something this year. Our Monday night game, the 49ers head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. As awesome as it would be to see Phillip Rivers, have a resurgence here in the last month of the season, I just don't think it's going to happen. I think the 49ers will win this game. I think the Colts are just falling off. I said at the beginning of the season, you probably go back and watch the rest of my videos, I was never a big believer that the Colts were all that real. Even with Daniel Jones, let's assume Daniel Jones doesn't get hurt, I still think they're in the same position where I'm picking the 49ers right here. I don't think Daniel Jones was the magic answer to everything. I just think he was playing good because the rest of the team was playing good. They have severely fallen off here, though, and I just think the 49ers will probably, just get their win here. Not much else to say about it, but that's the video. I'm not going to do too much of this one because, I don't know, it's just the holidays, and I'm really just want to get this posted and get this out so there's record of my picks. If that bothers you, I'm really sorry, but really, are you here to see this over here, or just here to see my picks? Are you here at all? I don't really know. But thank you so much for watching. Anybody who did stick around this long to see who I picked and who I didn't, take a minute to leave a comment down below and tell me which game I got wrong this week before it happens. Because that's a good thing to do. Don't show up when the game's over and be like, you got it wrong. Yeah, of course you can say it after, but say it before. I don't know. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and you take it easy.